Have you ever heard someone say, we have to show the clients that we're actually doing work? That's why. What's up, guys? It is your favorite ex-investment banker, Jerome, back at it with another video. We all know that investment bankers love to complain about how many hours they work, and let's be honest, it gets really annoying really quick. But today I want to talk to you guys about why exactly is it that investment banks are so inefficient and why they work so many hours. To put it pretty simply, there's 3 specific reasons. First, it's the number of meetings that senior bankers are just in all day, every day. 2, there are way too many layers of control from VPs, directors, multiple MDs on a single deal. We'll get to exactly what I mean by that. And 3, this idea of we have to always show the client that we're doing something, which inevitably always leads to making deliverables that just don't matter and never actually get used. And one quick thing before we jump right into it, make sure if you want more investment banking or finance related content in general to smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel for the YouTube algorithm. Gotta say it, gotta plug the channel. Okay, so first, investment banks are so inefficient because senior bankers have way too many calls throughout the day. Typically, your senior bankers are gonna be tied up from the hours of literally 9 a.m. to like 3, 4, 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And they're not just around like doing nothing. No, they're in actual meetings that matter for bringing the firm business, actually making money. So whether that's meeting with a potential client or flying somewhere to meet with a potential buyer or a management meeting or just generic internal team meetings to make sure that deals are running smoothly, they are tied up almost all day. So as a junior banker, that means none of the real work actually even starts until your senior bankers are done for the day, meaning they've actually had time to review your work, provide comments. So oftentimes your real work doesn't even start till like 3, 4, 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And now, before you know it, you're up till 2 a.m. Now, don't get it twisted. That does not mean that as a junior banker, you're just sitting around from 9 a.m. to 3 not doing anything. No. You're also in those meetings or traveling or working on a bunch of deliverables in the background that'll get reviewed later. At the very least, when you're sitting in on these meetings with your seniors, you're the one that's going to be taking notes, summarizing, and sending that around to everyone on the deal team. And while that doesn't seem very stressful, which it's not, it does take time and takes time out of your day, which you could be working on other things that are actually pushing forward a proper deliverable. So unfortunately for you as a junior banker, that means you're going to be doing these small little minute tasks from 9 a.m. to 3, 4, 5 p.m. and then the real work starts. And that's when you're going to finally get those comments. And before you know it, now you're up till 3 a.m. turning those comments so your VP can check it out in the morning. Which leads me to my second point, which is that there are way too many layers of control. What I mean by that is that there are way too many middlemen. For every deliverable that you work on as a junior banker, you're first going to have to send it to your VP, who will then provide you with some sort of comments. You're going to correct those, then it goes to the director, correct those, then it goes to MD number 1, correct those, then MD number 2, and so on and so forth. And it takes way too many iterations to just do one single deliverable. Now, I do have to admit, the group that I specifically worked for did a really good job about this. They would all the time be like, oh yeah, send it to the VP and director at the same time, or send it to both MDs at the same time. We'll review in tandem, combine the comments that we have and send them back to you, which streamlined the process a ton. But I don't think that's as common as you would expect, because that's logical, and why would we bring logic into this? So what's more likely to happen is something like this. Say I put together a little 4-page weekly update for a client meeting that we're about to have. It takes me a couple hours on Monday to do this, and then say I send it to my VP, who is my direct boss, on Monday evening. Okay, so they send back comments sometime Tuesday afternoon. Then I'm now spending Tuesday afternoon and a little bit of Tuesday evening to make sure I incorporate all of their comments, their notes, and then I will send it back to the VP, the same person, so they can look over and make sure that I got all of their comments done. It's still Tuesday evening, and the VP's feeling a little spicy tonight. They want to stay up a little bit later, so they review really quickly, send you more comments. They say, hey, looks great, fix these other things, and then send it to the director tonight, Tuesday evening. Well, your boss told you to, so now you're up late Tuesday evening, and you get it out to your director, say maybe 1, 2 a.m. Pause there. The director looks at it on Wednesday morning, and they have a slightly different idea of what this deliverable was supposed to look like and what is important to share with the client. And let's be honest, what the director thinks is higher priority, so you're gonna change things. You're gonna completely redo this entire thing that you've now spent 2 full days on. So you spend most of the day on Wednesday completely changing this entire thing, and instead of it going directly back to the director to make sure all of your comments got incorporated, you have to send it to the VP again. They're gonna look over it, and they're gonna have their own interpretation of what the director asked for. So they're gonna send you comments again on their interpretation of someone else's comments, so then you can make those corrections again. So then you make those corrections, you send it back to the VP for them to look over the corrections that they asked for and the ones that the director asked for. Then you finally send it to the director, who looks to make sure that all of their comments got captured and all of the VP's comments got captured. And then they finally say, okay, let's send it to MD number 1, who then does the exact same thing all over again. They have higher priority things that they want on there. So they'll send it back to you, and then you go through this whole thing again. You send it to VP again, and then they send it back. Then it goes to director, then it comes back, then it goes to MD number 1, then it comes back, then it goes to VP, then it comes back, then it goes to director, then it comes back, then MD number 1, then it comes back, then MD number 2, then it comes back. Then finally, it's 1 a.m. on a Friday, your client meeting is in just 7 hours, and now you as the associate or analyst are scrambling to get this thing finished because people couldn't have just got together at the beginning of this process and told you what exactly they wanted. This always gets me really heated. And remember, all of that work was just for a single 4-page weekly update document. This whole process is exponentially more gruesome for a pitch or a sim or a model. Yeah, it gets to be really intense. And of course, all of that makes for really, really long nights. The last inefficiency that we just have to talk about is this idea of doing work just so we can show clients that we're doing something. I hate this idea. Right now, actually, pause this video and call or text any investment banker that you know and ask them, hey, how many times have you actually heard a senior tell you, we just have to do it so we can show the client that we're doing something? I'm not making this up, it's a real thing. And it kind of makes sense too. It's not just in investment banking either, it's all types of client services businesses. If the client is spending millions of dollars for your service or advice or whatever it is, you have to just make up some to show them so they can see that you're working and their money is worthwhile. You have to be available 24/7. Your documents have to be perfect. And sometimes it means making nonsense documents that everyone knows is never going to be used, never going to see the light of day, or, doing some analysis that no one's ever going to look at, but you just have to do it. Next time you're up till 3 a.m. working on a pitch for an MD that they're not actually even going to open the book in the actual pitch meeting, just know that, the client knows that you're actually doing something, I guess. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, comment, do all the things. As always, I'm your favorite ex-investment banker, Jerome, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Wait.